You to take a look at this headline. Quote, "The new red wave, it's already here." There it is. Joe Concha wrote that. He joins me now. Good morning to you, Joe. What do you mean by that?
Well, Ashley, it's remarkable when you look at the census numbers and reports from moving companies like U-Haul, the National Association of Realtors. They've all done studies recently. They've all released data and all show a mass exodus out of blue states like California, New York, and Illinois. We're talking about residents. We're talking about businesses. All those states, as you know, are run by Democrats. And those seeing the major population gains include Florida, Texas, Tennessee, North and South Carolina. Those are all run by Republican governors. And you look at the top three reasons: taxes, crime, and traffic. And with more people being able to work from anywhere at any time, Ashley, those with office jobs don't necessarily have to quit their positions or leave their companies. And think about it. When you're faced with the choice of, should I live in California where the state income tax is 13.3%, or New York or New Jersey where I live where it's above 10%, and my options could be Florida or Texas or Tennessee, which have no state income tax? It's a no-brainer, Ash.
Yeah, but you know what? You say no-brainer, but some of these people who are forced to leave because of the policies of the Democrats and the left-leaning decision makers doesn't necessarily mean they're going to take go to a red state and say, oh, you know what, the Republicans are great.
Well, the numbers seem to indicate otherwise, right? Because you see many New Yorkers now moving to Florida, for example. Obviously, New York is a blue state. They're going to a red state. And Florida actually used to be a purple state, right? And now it's ruby red based on Ron DeSantis and his 20-point victory there. So, by the way, if DeSantis decides to run for president, he has a pretty compelling elevator pitch, right? Would you rather live in a country that more resembles Florida, pro-business, low-tax state, anti-woke in education, or would you rather live in a country that more resembles California, highest tax in the country, runaway crime, horrible commutes in and out of the largest cities? It's not a bad pitch, Ashley.
It's not bad at all. He's looking very strong right now. But I want to get into this issue too, Joe. Twitter CEO Elon Musk criticizing the Washington Post. He said it needs a thorough house cleaning after one of its reporters claimed some scientists had a COVID denialist agenda. And now Twitter users saying, you know what, Elon, why don't you just go ahead and buy the paper? I'm not sure Jeff Bezos would let that happen, but what do you think?
That would never happen in a billion years, right? They are big rivals, obviously.
Right.
But Bezos is looking to sell the paper. All indications say that. There were recently layoffs at the Washington Post, as there have been at many outlets across the country. Overall, though, when we're talking about this reporter that you just mentioned, her name is Taylor Lorenz, and she is not a reporter. She is absolutely an activist, a professional doxter, and professional victim in many, many cases. And she actually agreed with China's COVID-0 policies as far as lockdowns were concerned that included welding people into their apartments in certain cities, and even one apartment building firefighters couldn't get to because they couldn't get into it. She supports those kind of measures here in the U.S. as far as perpetual masking and perpetual lockdowns.
Says it all.
Because she says that COVID is still very much with us, and it is, but we've learned to live with it. I think a majority of Americans would agree that let's keep things the way they are now instead of going back to where we were in 2020, Ashley.
She should go back to, she should go to Beijing if she loves it so much. All right, Joe Concha, great stuff as always, Joe. Thank you so much.